and welcome to the YouTube series where we are interviewing traders from across the world who have recently passed the evaluation phase. CTI Traders Imperium's mission is to help traders reach their personal freedom. We currently have the best funding rules in the industry. For a reason, you can scale up to $2 million and have institutional risk parameters to really keep you on your game. For more information, please click the link in the description. Guys, before we begin this interview, could you please like and smash the subscribe button below? Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce our most recent CTI portfolio manager, Kenneth. How are you, Kenneth?
Doing great today. Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic. It's been a bit of a slow week trading-wise, but I'm up. I might not even trade anymore this week. But today's main topic is your fantastic progress of CTI. So go and tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey, any challenges you've made, etc.
I started trading, I guess, if I look at the date now, maybe almost 3 years, a little bit more than 2.5. How I eventually started trading the way I did is I started off in the traditional route like everyone else, traditional tools. I started demoing first, though I didn't immediately put money into account. And I was doing well with the demo. But usually when someone is doing well, they build confidence. The better I did, the more I started to feel like I didn't really know what I was doing. It was luck because, right out the gate, I'm winning. And I said, that don't seem right, and I started doing more investigation. The more investigation I did, the more confusing it became. Until I eventually came across the strategy that I use today. It was more in line with my personality, with the way I thought about the market. And you know how you come across things and it's like an instant fit for you?
Yeah.
When I came across that particular style, a light bulb went off for me and it was an instant fit. So I trade, in a lot of communities, you're starting to hear more and more about the no nonsense Forex way of trading. That's my particular style.
Okay, fantastic. Does that, if I'm not correct, does that entail trading off the daily, like once a day or something like that? Or
well, it's recommended, and I guess for lack of a better word, the founder of the system, he trades the daily. I've done it as low as a 4-hour time frame.
Okay.
And I've also experimented with as low as an hour time frame. And those are with like my personal accounts because the way we're set up capitalization wise doesn't really afford somebody, if you're just trying to experiment with a $250 account, you can't really trade the daily effectively in our style with that. So you're going to have to lower your time frame. But since I've been doing with CTI, I do the daily. I trade about 20 minutes a day, usually from about 3:40 Central Time here in the US in Chicago to 4 o'clock, and then I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Have you got any examples of one of your winners recently or anything?
Yeah, I went back. I had to go back and look at my chart because, traditionally, we don't share our algorithms, and no nonsense because of the time that it, takes to develop it. However, I did go back in my charts and look and examine my evaluation to kind of give an illustration of what I do. So okay. Let me see if I can share the screen for you.
Yeah, I've just granted you access. This is the one example of a trade, just to give the viewers an idea of your trading style. So you should be able to share your screen. And here we go.
Okay. Are you seeing the MT4 screen?
I can see all the indicators and the candlesticks, yes.
Okay, sure. So with this particular trade, I got in on the 9th, right? Just before candle close. My style is, once I do my evaluation as to, my risk, let's say, for example, just for the sake of round numbers, my formula tells me I have a lot size of, say, 0.02. So what I will do is I will take that trade. I will actually do two trades. I'll do two 0.01 lot trades. One at my take profit margin and the other with no take profit, both keeping the same stop loss. So in this particular trade here, if someone was to look at my journal, I took profit here, the very next candle. So one side of my trade closed out at about 38 bucks. The other side continued to run till my trailing stop hit here. So both trades, same exact day. One hit my take profit at roughly 38. The other one kept running till I was eventually stopped out at about $77.
Fantastic. That's a very, very good trade. I mean, I did something similar where I went to two positions at once, and the first TP, I get taken out simply because, 80% of the time at my TP1, based on my back testing, it completely reverses. Every now and again, the remaining 20% can exceed larger take profits, but I think taking profit and then leaving the rest running is a pretty decent strategy. Let me share my screen and we can go over your stats real quick.
Sure.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is your certificate, obviously, so the viewers can see. Obviously, you've passed with flying colors. So let's see the actual statement. So with the equity curve, we can see that you started with a bit of a downtrend and you went into a bit of a profit. But this is pretty interesting. We can see that you went into a bit of a losing streak, maybe 4 to 5 trades, and you wiped out all your profits.
Actually, there's a great explanation for that. Actually, it was one trade, but there was an issue, and this is one of the great reasons why I also recommend CTI. I had some concern with the trade based on where my stops and everything was placed. I reached out to the company, and I keep a journal. That's one of the things that I also recommend for traders. Make sure that you keep a journal for multiple reasons. But I was able to go back to my journal and I'm like, this is not making sense. And when I explained it to him, and I'm like, hey, I have other accounts. I've checked the rates at other places. Like, it never reached this level. They went back to the broker and it was an error and they fixed it.
I see. Okay, so I'm guessing you got a refund for your loss then.
Correct. CTI got a refund because it's their money, and once they looked at it, it did not make sense to them either. And once they went to the broker had fixed it.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so that explains everything. So really and truly, if it wasn't for that small error, you more or less started the account straight into an uptrend, like a complete winning streak. Most equity curves that I see, normally when traders get funds from prop companies and they're not used to trading large capital, is they immediately go into a losing streak. Then eventually they get, the vibe and they get used to trading large numbers, and then they eventually pass. But really and truly, you just went straight into a winning streak. So it looks like a pretty decent strategy. How about the big move to the upside? Was that just a series of strong trades, and then you just? I'm guessing you just consistent. I have the same exact routine every single day. And if someone was to look at my journal and they would look at my entry times and stuff, you'll see that all of my entries are within a certain time frame every single day, or the days that I put in trade. So I've learned and I've listened to that talk about consistency. And paying attention to folks when they talk about money management and your psychology. So for me, it's very important that my routine is the same every single day.
win or lose. I've done the work. I understand what my risk is. I'm comfortable with that risk, and I just move forward. I don't panic. I've had trades that have come 1 pip, to my stop loss and gone the other way and kept running. I've had trades that have gone to 2 pips below take profit, ran the other way, and I've had to wait another 3 or 4 days to actually hit the profit. Demoing is important. You get to see a lot of those scenarios, and you kind of get to wrap your mind mentally, at least for me, around those scenarios, and they're not new.
Fantastic. Yeah, I completely agree. Let's move forward to the actual statement and see if you can go into a little bit more detail of what you just said. So this is your current statement. We can see you went into a fantastic winning streak. A few losers over here, which is fine. You can see the refund that you just mentioned. And there's some big wins over here. You must have passed your evaluation here. Yeah. Talk me through your, how often you trade, what time, your trading process, etc.
Well, I initially started at 1%. And once I got to the profit target, I reduced it to 0.5%. Going forward, I will probably just, starting forward with this, I'll probably go into 0.5%, and some of the other things like metals and all that, I'll probably take smaller percentages because I also have algorithms for those also. But again, it's about a consistent routine. Coming in at the same time, having the same formula for your risk. And, for me, I've spent a lot of time, developing my algorithm. I've back tested over 3 years. I've played with so many different things that I guess I go into the trades with a certain amount of confidence. And if it goes against me, I also am confident that I've put in enough protections for myself to, not my account.
Fantastic.
And give myself the opportunity that if I do incur a losing streak, because, it can happen to anyone, no matter, what your strategy is and how profitable it was in the past, anyone can run into a losing streak. But what I try to do with my risk management is to make it so that, hey, if I do run into a losing streak, how many straight losses is it going to take for me to blow out my account? And I think if it's only going to be 3-4 losses, then you probably need to evaluate the risk.
100%, absolutely. I mean, I think routine is a critical factor when it comes to trading. Routine, your sleep, your psychology, your diet, all of that, trading journal, backtesting is what makes you a trader. Many traders believe, yes, you need a strategy with a 90% strike rate, this and that, but it's not. The real strategy comes in the trader themselves. It's how you apply your strategy is the strategy, you the trader. Mm-hmm. So you just explained, in a nutshell, a trader's mindset and routine really. So looking at your statement right now, obviously I can tell you're just doing small lots so you can, make up the time for it. You've already passed your evaluation somewhere around there. In terms of your actual maximum drawdown, this is fantastic, a 1.2% drawdown. How did you manage that if you were risking 1% or was it 0.5%?
And it also includes, and the funny thing is that 1.21 also includes that discrepancy number. So it's actually lower than that.
Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's fantastic. And you were risking how much?
I started off at 1%.
1% and then 0. So most of the trades, they don't really go into drawdown, do they?
No, very few.
Fantastic.
Very few. And then, there's a possibility that, I can lose and it hits my stop loss, but I kind of set it up where, even if it's a loss, most trades will not even hit my stop loss, even if it's a loss.
Fantastic, because you're cutting your losses early. I mean, I'm looking at your stats. Yeah, I'm looking at your stats and it's fantastic. I mean, look, your profit amount of trades in total, you took 83 trades, 86% of them were winners. You know, that's a very, very high strike rate. And also, this is very fascinating. Your profit factor is 3.59. You know, the institutional standard for hedge funds, the profit factor is normally a 2. You've got a 3.59, almost double than, you know, the institution. So, you know, kudos and well done to that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
100%. Is there, before we wrap up the meeting, is there any challenges that you faced and how you overcome them? And most importantly, any advice that you can give any future traders taking a challenge?
I actually think, you know, I think for most people, and I don't think I'm any different with that, I think the drawdown probably is the biggest challenge. And just understanding, I think, how it relates to your trading style. You know, what's the maximums and everything that you can afford to risk, because you have to modify it from what the actual balance of your account is. I'm sorry, the sun is moving and the light. Apologize. But you have to modify that. So I think for me, that was probably the hardest part, just making sure that, you know, I stayed within that drawdown level during the evaluation. In terms of advice that I would give to people is to develop a consistent routine. Discipline and consistency will help with some of those anxieties that we have when trades are not moving in the way we want, or maybe some part of our analysis may have been flawed. Just accept that. You're not going to win every trade, but hopefully if you have proper risk management, because it's all a risk at the end of the day, you're comfortable with the risk that you've taken. So even if it goes against you, okay, I've done everything that I can do. I've prepared the best way that I can. You know, and it's easier said than done, but I think the more that, you know, new traders and really all traders approach that, because I think at some point, you know, we all have that mental lapse. You know, we forget the things that we've known for a while. So that, I think that would probably be it. You know, just discipline and, you know, consistency in your routine.
Fantastic. You know, that's some really, really good advice. I'm sure some traders will take some note on that one. But thank you very much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. You know, even out of
thank you.
So really, really appreciate it. I wish you all the best in your journey to the road to 2 million, and maybe more. So well done on everything, and thank you for your time.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. Have a great day now.
All right, you too, Kenny. Bye-bye.
All righty.